All right, we're live with the company. I am B. Lenny. We got Izzo here, got Rich here, got J. Dean here. Welcome in to our show. If this is the first time being in here, welcome. If not, we'll try to do better than we did last week. Whatever. Hope y'all had an amazing weekend. If you are trying to get anything done before the end of the year, I wish I had my year counter up, like how many days we had left in the year. If somebody could do that quick math here.
Just ask Google. I mean,
yeah.
Does that work? Hey, Google, what is it? Excuse me, Google?
It's not excuse me. Hey, Google.
No,
whatever.
Hey, hold on, that shit worked. It worked because it came up. Hey, Google.
Not excuse me, Google.
How many days left in the year?
81 days.
According to Epic Converter, after today, 75 days are remaining in this year.
How's
75.
How is it 75?
I don't know. Ask Google. I don't want to ask Google anymore. So anyway, if you ain't got your stuff done, you got 75 days before the end of the year. Of course, it's tax season. Everybody's scrambling, trying to find how to get taxes done.
Living for the city.
Yeah. Well, don't do them yourself.
I do my taxes myself. I ain't never been audited.
Yeah. Well, that's you. I mean, a lot of people do try to guess at it and then end up in jail.
I don't guess. I use every form.
Yeah. How do you guess at doing your taxes?
Yeah, it tells you what form to have, and you can either electronically get it or they send it to you.
Or just use TurboTax.
Yeah.
Make it sound so simple.
Never mind. That's a discussion for April.
But you know what? I think I might
be, like legit walks you through it though.
Mm-hmm. I might be in the wrong line of work because I mean, if you go to some of these places that actually just pop up out of nowhere to do taxes, they charge you like $300 to do your shit.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, but they're getting paid, and you'll never see them again.
It's literally being penalized for being lazy.
That's kind of how most things work.
Yeah. But I mean, what other things can people? Well, there's a lot of things people can do themselves that they do rely on other people.
Mm-hmm. Cutting your grass,
painting, building shit. Can any of y'all change our own oil?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
You learn when you're young.
I put a new drive shaft in my car about a few weeks
ago. You just
Rich will bring apart his car and rebuild it. Yeah. Jason reclaimed it when he was up there.
Rich bought his
literally refused.
Tear it apart and rebuild it.
We will rebuild it.
I'm saying, man.
I mean, he bought one of the most customizable cars you can get.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's all right. I mean, it's smart. If you can do it yourself, do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been somebody who felt like if I saw somebody either creating something or selling something, and I knew they were stupid. Then I'm like, why am I letting them do this when I can do it myself? I hate to be like that. Come on.
It could honestly be time. It's like I don't have the time to do this.
I mean, just because they stupid. I mean, they could learn one trade and be good at one thing in life.
Right.
You know? They could be dumb at everything else.
Most of the time, you got to look at people and be like, if they can do this, I can do this.
Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, you think that, but nah.
There's some things some people just can't do. Everybody can't sing. Everybody can't paint.
Okay? I mean, I think everybody can paint. It's painting well. So was singing.
Everybody can do everything. Just more people do it better than others.
Right.
But I'm saying if
there's a qualitative measure in between.
But if it's something that no matter what the outcome, it's going to turn out the same way, why depend on somebody else to do it? You know?
Yeah, but I mean, back to me and Rich's comment, you know, I might be able to paint better than you, so it might not turn out the same way.
Right. But let's say somebody's charging to put together jigsaw puzzles for you. You see what I'm saying?
What kind of whole shit is that?
No matter what happens, that jigsaw puzzle is going to turn out the same way. Right?
Yeah.
So why are you paying this person to put together this jigsaw puzzle?
I mean, not necessarily. Some people can't keep up with all the pieces.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jason, just agree with me one time.
I mean, I see your point, but I mean, like, time would be the only reason why. Like, it might take them 4 hours versus you 8 weeks. I mean, So I mean, that's kind of the difference here. But
I mean, listen, we in a world where people get paid to stand in line.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, people get hired to do that for other people. Yeah.
I mean, that's like one thing that I don't care how dumb you are, you can do.
I just think that sometimes we attach the word genius onto things that don't require it. There's a mathematical algorithm to a Rubik's Cube.
All right.
That anybody can learn.
Let me take it another step further. We call it genius, but there's also, we could say, I would even call it mastery. Because, for example, would you put Mike Tyson on the same intellectual scale as Albert Einstein? Master at his craft. But
Mike is way smarter than what you think. Listen to this podcast.
I mean, he is, but I'm just saying. But like Mike is a master at boxing.
Oh yeah.
Whereas, I mean, yeah, he can still. I mean, I'm sure. The man can't.
He kill every one of us. Like
right.
In 5 seconds. Less than that.
Yeah, but see, like I said, that's the thing. That everybody can do anything anybody else can do, but there are only a few people that can do it well. Mike Tyson is the only one that can box like Mike Tyson. Nobody will ever be able to box as well as him.
I mean, I don't know. Ali was pretty dope.
Ali was a master at his power of boxing.
And his power and speed is insane, is what Mike had.
Mike Tyson will knock you into 3 weeks into the future. And I mean,
look, I watched the movie Hangover. He might be changing with chilling with tigers and shit. I don't want no part of that.
Mm-hmm. I got somebody asked, is it a genius, talent, or a gift?
Huh.
It's both.
Yeah, both.
Well, let me even say that because you're saying talent in a sense can be thought about like it's a like natural ability almost. Because so I mean, talent and gift kind of run in the same course, right? But if we're saying like if there is no work to foster it, then I would say that it kind of goes a little bit different.
Whoa, Sosa's here.
Yeah, he just popped up out of nowhere. That was genius.
Looking like Mr. Magoo. Why are you squinting?
Because I'm fucking blind when I'm drunk.
Oh God, you're not allowed to have Sosa on your drunk because he gets off kilter.
This is going to be a very interesting podcast.
But yeah, like you said,
Jack and Daniels single barrel motherfuckers.
Jack and Daniels?
Damn it, we can't advertise liquor on here.
I don't know. Why can't we? Are we praising Jesus? I'm sorry.
First of all, you said Jack and Daniels. Jesus.
I sure did. I said Jack and
you didn't say Jack and Daniels or something like that.
Jack and Daniels.
I did.
Well, the way I'll speak on what Jay said, because you say who, Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Right. Muhammad Ali's genius with boxing is
marketing
different from Mike Tyson's genius with boxing.
I think you're talking about just being an individual, but I think the idea of there has to be a measurement in boxing.
I don't think you can put one person above boxing. Like there's no one greatest boxer. I don't think you can do that.
I mean,
no,
personally don't
because
Ali
can I say one thing?
No, Ali has been deemed the greatest of all time.
Wait, okay, but who anointed him the greatest of all time?
He did.
He turned into a boxing
No, exactly. What Brian said, he did.
Right.
Because when he was at the top of his game and he was undefeated and he went with Frazier and somebody's old got to go, he lost. Frazier was a better boxer than him, but Muhammad Ali was a better marketer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's talk about it.
He
used to call Frazier all kinds of, Uncle Toms and this and that. But where did Frazier come from?
Yeah.
South Carolina. No, let's be honest. South Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He moved up to Philly because some shit happened. Fuck you, Marcus. but I mean, Frazier his family came from working on crops.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali came from the city. He was an Olympic athlete. Motherfuckers who's Olympic athlete don't hurt for money.
Right.
I'm not saying he was struggling, but I'm not saying he was rich either. He was in the middle during that time. So, I mean, y'all gotta chill with that. Muhammad Ali was A, B, and C. Just saying. I don't know. I came in the middle, so I'm lost.
No, you're good. You're good. We're just talking about what's the difference between. We're trying to figure out what's the difference between being talented, or what's the difference between just knowing how to do something somebody else does and copying it. Like, there are people that can do things that I know I can do just because I don't believe they have the intelligence to be above me in anything.
Are you saying? I think Rich was kind of alluding to it. Are you saying gifted versus?
Just
I have
knowing
the
instructions. Yeah.
Like,
I had a comment on that. The Facebook comments aren't coming up in here, but I see the Facebook comments because I'm looking at the Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. I had a comment from Robin. She said Muhammad Ali was a genius at strategy that fostered his physical talent. Oh, do you agree with that?
I agree with that, but that's part of the marketing too.
Well said, Robin.
Hi, Robin. Good shit.
Yeah, dope shit, Robin.
Because somebody said it on ESPN the other day. There's somebody walking around who's better than than Michael Jackson. I mean, God damn it, than Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we're talking boxing. How did Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan get in?
We're talking. Drunk, I mean, right? Fuck, man. But somebody made a wrong turn.
There are a few people that sit here and say, "Yeah, there's somebody better than Michael Jordan. His name is LeBron James."
Nah, fuck that dude. Fuck him. But
I mean, why y'all?
No, I mean, like somebody who never made it to the league it's just. I swear Rich was touching it.
Rich was not touching it. How come everybody want to leave out Larry Bird?
All right, because
he's white, motherfucker.
Quit trying to get funny.
Look at the stats, man. Larry Bird was
Larry Bird was legit, and Larry Bird doesn't get
Jason that dude off of Do the Right Thing.
He's about. I mean, I wasn't joking, but there's truth in my joke though. Larry Bird,
there is.
His stats are dope
because people do forget about him.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the greatest of all time with boxing, nobody talks about Frazier versus Tyson.
See, I don't really have a.
Why don't nobody talk about Frazier versus Tyson?
There are so many different approaches to boxing, man.
Because everybody got different styles. It is weird.
Yeah, there's different styles that work. Well, Tyson was a brawler. He's the greatest brawler in boxing ever. Tyson is.
Are you sure?
Who?
I can't.
Frazier.
I will not speak to that. I will not.
You think Frazier's a better brawler than Mike?
Dude, if you watch the documentary Thriller in Manila,
the docu what?
The documentary.
Oh,
sorry, Spanish got in
there was an L in that.
The century.
Yeah,
there's no L in that. But go ahead. Anyway, go ahead. Thriller in Manila.
So it's an HBO documentary that was told from Frazier's point of view, because up until that point, everything was Muhammad talking.
Right.
Nobody ever got Joe's point of view. So if you go to that and you look at his history, Frazier was blind in his left eye. I think it says 75%.
Uh-huh.
I'll share the documentary wherever y'all want me to.
Oh, you can go ahead.
So this dude was fighting with one eye for 12 years. Knocking motherfuckers out.
Junkyard dog.
And if you watch the highlights of the Foreman versus Frazier fight, he was getting hit on that side of the head. So he couldn't see those punches coming. And that's not taking away nothing from Foreman.
So what you're saying is, even with that handicap that he had, he was as great as he is. So you can just imagine how much greater he'd be if he had two good eyes.
Right. Everybody talks about Tyson versus Ali, and a lot of people got Tyson or Ali beating Tyson. In his prime, Frazier beat a prime Ali with one eye.
Listen, I'm gonna piss a lot of older people off that know boxing better than I do. I personally think with Tyson's power, Ali wouldn't have lasted too long.
Tyson's power and his footwork.
Yeah, because his whole rope-a-dope was. The premise of his whole rope-a-dope is let somebody tire themselves out. if you let Tyson hit you,
no, yeah, there's no. You can't take.
You ain't bouncing off no rope coming back. There's no coming back from that.
You're gonna go through the rope.
Exactly.
But who did Ali beat using the rope dope? Foreman.
Yeah.
You want to put a 6 foot?
I don't want to
against
you
5 foot.
You can't take
10.
You can't take anything away from Foreman.
How big was Sonny Liston?
Sonny Liston was 6'2", 6'3".
Damn, so know this shit.
No kidding.
I'm kind of a historian when I'm sober.
How come you?
You doing pretty good as a drunk,
but you're not sober.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good right now.
It seeps through.
Butterbean.
What'd you say, Butterbean. Hey,
yeah,
I wish Butterbean wasn't a circus act.
All right,
I swear to God, I would.
Anymore.
Shut the fuck up, Marcus.
Hey, listen.
I really, honestly wish Butterbean wasn't a circus act.
Okay, so you're our boxing aficionado. Are Butterbean's fights taken seriously in the boxing world?
Hell no.
Because when I see them,
they shouldn't be.
Like you said, it's a circus act. It's just an
They
attraction, like before the main event. Like so, you shouldn't take it seriously.
No.
Huh?
Could he have been serious? I think so. Because Foreman came back at 45. Motherfucker, I'm 43. He came back 2 years older than me.
Yeah, he did get his ass knocked out and go make that goddamn Foreman grill though. It's time to do something else.
He got knocked out by who?
Let's cook a panini, please.
Oh, shut. I'm just saying, Foreman's a bad dude. How do you take 20 years off and come back and still dominate young dudes?
I got another comment on the Facebook video here. It says Tyson's lack of boundaries and force made him powerful. That nigga was crazy. No, Tyson was a coach.
Lack of boundaries?
Yeah. Lack of boundaries.
What do you mean lack of boundaries?
And the sad thing about that is he was taking medication to calm him down.
Oh, he was a junkyard dog.
Yeah. So you taking medication before the fight to calm you down and you still doing this?
Yeah. And he was doing coke up until he bit Holyfield's ear like that.
Oh, he said he was on cocaine.
Yeah, he was doing cocaine during the hangover.
God, Tyson's gonna kill us.
No.
Hey, look, I ain't said one thing about Tyson. The only thing I said was I ain't messing with Tyson because I saw him on Hangover.
You have been eerily
did you
quiet.
see that clip? That clip last week?
Yes.
You know
he's
what
53 years old.
Yes.
You know what I've noticed though?
Tyson
Since
ain't
that
knocking my
clip's
ass
come out.
Okay.
Since that clip's come out.
No,
so
I'm saying I'm not doing nothing to let him knock my ass out.
I'm listening, Brian.
I've seen at least 3 of those clips pop up. I think they're trying to amp Mike up.
They're
trying to amp him up.
Mike has a way more level-headed people think. Mike,
Mike
make a shit ton of money right now. He good.
And also, like, if you watch any of his interviews that he's done in the past, he's trying to be a much calmer person. And then on top of that, he's actually even said in some of his interviews, he doesn't like watching himself because he knows the person that he was at that time.
He says he's at peace with a lot of that stuff.
Right.
But he's a freaking boxing savant when you can ask him about anything. It's scary how much he knows.
Yeah.
Marcus, go. Aren't you in trouble, dude? Go away.
I mean, he's asking a legit question.
Yeah,
though.
I mean,
come on,
this comes back to what Brian was saying earlier. Though. Brian's point was that people are genius in their own way, right? You were making the difference between Ali is genius in his style of boxing, and Frazier is his, and blah blah blah, right? So I mean, Butterbean he's genius in his own right too, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he made money off being. I can't say circus act because I actually liked Butterbean, but I mean, he wasn't a legit boxer per se.
Because of his appearance and his name,
why?
And the matches he's chosen. He'll never hold a title. Like he'll never hold a belt.
That's the point.
Because
it was never
nobody
like
wants to put that backing behind him.
A federation never sanctioned him. WBO, WBC, IBF. etc. They never sanctioned him to be like, all right, you're ranked in our top 10. Like, fuck y'all, because I have to pay y'all $500,000 just to be ranked. No, I'm gonna keep my money. Y'all can kiss my ass. So,
not mad at that.
Yeah, but
I didn't know he was from Atlanta.
So you think? So we've come to the conclusion that boxing can't have. Well, I have. I don't know what you guys have said about it, but I don't think boxing can have a person greatest overall.
Why not?
Yeah, I'll say.
Can you have a greatest by era?
So look at. I'm not even posting.
Look at that comment.
So look over here at the comment.
Where?
Over
what you had said.
Anyway, like I was
inside joke for everybody here. Yeah, we'll leave that one.
Dick.
Okay.
But anyway, like I was saying, I don't think. Well, boxing is one of those sports you can't have a greatest overall.
But how about greatest by era?
But I mean, that was still kind of, you're just limited it to a certain time space of.
I mean, it has. I mean,
because still, even if it's greatest by era, wasn't there a greatest cruiserweight, a greatest lightweight, and wasn't there a greatest heavyweight? So you can't have one person over that era.
That's where, and then so you don't agree with pound for pound then?
In order for you to have a greatest overall, you would have to get rid of weight class.
Well, Sugar Ray Robinson is like 300 wins, and 50 losses. He's considered the greatest ever, to be honest with you. I'm talking
just
about
off numbers,
if you fans, not these casual motherfuckers.
Yeah, if you go off strictly numbers, then of course you can do that. But I mean,
not just numbers. He went from one weight class to another. Like everybody sucking Floyd Mayweather's dick don't know shit. To be honest with you.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Just the point. Just the facts. Anybody who says that Floyd Mayweather is the best ever, they don't know shit.
I would have to definitely agree there.
So, I mean, business wise, he's fucking a genius. Marketing wise, he's a genius.
There are people that will attach themselves and jump on any wagon that's pop culture at the time.
Yeah, jack wagons.
And Floyd Mayweather was pop culture. He was. I mean, he was.
I can't argue with that. Conor McGregor. He was another one.
Right.
Yeah. And
dude, what the fuck did you do?
Stay relevant.
He had his promotion behind him. That's why he made the money he made. Should he have made that money? Hell no.
Oh, that's one. MMA.
Yeah.
With MMA, it doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your weight class. If you're better at mixed martial arts than the person across the ring from you, you can claim greatest. Am I wrong in that?
Even that is because there's so many.
Yeah.
Because you still got heavyweight. You still have heavy. I mean, it's still weight by weight class.
Yeah, you still have. Yeah.
Now, early on UFC, when everybody was talking about it was so brutal, and you had Gracie fighting fucking I forget his name, but he was a sumo wrestler.
Yeah,
and he beat the fuck out of him.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah, Gracie going.
Grace is like 5'6", 156.
Right.
So something like that, you can claim greatest because you can face anybody that's standing across that ring from you and defeat them.
I could say he's a pioneer, but if you put that Gracie at that age in MMA now, he might get his ass whooped. Because all he did was he was a grappler. All he did was jiu-jitsu. Oh yeah, he didn't strike.
Sports always.
But that
what you call it? They always grow. Yeah, just like the young lady who beat whose record did she beat in track?
LSU.
She beat Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt's record. Like
you talking about the woman from LSU?
The chick that she just she got Nike dropped her because she chose to have a baby.
Yep.
And she came back and
Nike's so full of shit sometimes.
I follow her on Instagram and I don't know why I can't remember her name and I feel bad about it. If y'all remember her name, Post it in the chat. The chick who broke Usain Bolt's record recently.
Yo,
shit,
she's
I don't know.
man. How are you You're not the fastest woman in the world. You're not the fastest, black woman in the world.
person.
You're the fastest person in the world.
How did I miss that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
And now that that's happened, that's one of the sports where you can claim greatest.
I always felt Usain was always coasting.
But that's based on metrics though. Like there's actually like
no, it's based on time.
Well, metrics. Time is a measure.
Time, math, metrics. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We need to go back to what Brian said earlier.
Correct me.
He said
that comment was
somebody was more intelligent than him. No, he's more intelligent than people trying to do things. And then you come make a comment like that.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth. Houston, we have a problem.
Anyway,
and the chick's name is Allison Felix.
Allison.
Oh, her. Yeah. I know her. I didn't know that she did that. Got it.
Hello, Allison.
She's sure amazing.
And I'm.
You can be on the show.
And
I like long walks on the beach.
What?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
She'll outrun you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, somebody actually just put it in Facebook chat. Allison Felix. Thank you, Khalifa. I appreciate it.
That's really amazing though, and women are phenomenal. By the way, what kind of payback is that? You get dropped by Nike because you decide to do something that is as beautiful as start a family.
Preach.
And then you come back.
Preach.
What? A year later, less than a year later.
Preach.
And you beat the fastest man
on Earth.
On Earth's time.
Earth.
Earth. You go all the way, girl.
So in my book, anybody, no matter sexual, gender, or whatever, can get on a track and be the greatest person on that track.
Right. You can measure that.
Things where somebody can be the greatest in.
Yeah.
No, the record she broke was the 12th gold medal, not the fast thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
so she had more gold medals than him.
But even then, still,
doesn't matter.
She beat his record.
Yeah, world title. She has 12 world titles.
Simone Biles is fucking the most decorated Olympian gymnast, so that could be measured.
Simone Biles.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? I think I said it right.
Yeah, you're right. Now there is a
Nike was so
a skater.
That shit.
There was Irish. I can remember somebody else who remembers the name of this skater. She's an ice skater. She's the only female to ever do like a backflip and land on one leg. And she was a black woman and she was amazing, but she kept getting disqualified because she was unbecoming of the ice queen or some shit that they call it.
Oh, I don't know shit about ice. I don't know anything about ice skating.
Yeah. But there is always somebody with sports and people getting better and better. There's always somebody who's going to be the.
Put that in the chat. That's a good point.
Hey, why don't he just go to sleep?
All right, so we got to get a question, Robin again. We got a lot of people in the Facebook thing. Robin asked, "So why aren't men and women running against each other?"
Wow.
I mean,
we go ahead, Rich.
We literally just corrected ourselves in the understanding of what Felix's record was. It wasn't the fact that she was faster; it's the fact that the amount of records that she held exceeded that. Yeah, titles. Sorry.
No, I need to go. She was faster. She beat his time.
She beat his time.
When?
Yes.
I'm not doubting. I mean, it's like
no. I'm not arguing with you. But yeah,
she bet his time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Says
I'm almost
records.
certain
That's
she beat a time.
Just type in Allison Felix beat time. I don't want to do it because it'll freeze my computer, and I got to go through that shit.
Not beat time.
But that's a good question. Why aren't men and women running against each other in the Olympics? Because to be honest with you, the body structure, the weight you have to be, it almost equals out for men and women to make.
Nah, it's just saying medal records.
Yeah, it's medal records. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Everything else is medal records, which I was under the impression initially that was a time too.
So there goes that.
Yeah.
No, but what Mark is putting in the chat, shit, I think ties into what Robin said. I think Serena would beat the shit out of some of these damn male tennis people, low key. Not all of them, not necessarily like an Andy Roddick or an Andy Murray, but
I mean, so
what you just said, what Izzo just said is the reason why, you know, they don't compete each other in the Olympics.
Yeah,
because then there will be 3 males in the top 5 and 2 females or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
You mean like the high outliers of the women? You mean
right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because there ain't no fucking way you can tell me Layla Ali can't fucking beat the shit out of
right.
That's like me. I think Diana Taurasi in her prime could have played in the NBA over some of these
Maurice,
point guards easily.
Right.
So
I think she could have.
Maurice in the chat said, "Hell no." I want to know, Maurice, are you saying hell no for women and men racing together, or define what you mean by hell no? I want to know what you mean by that. But anyway, go ahead, guys.
While we're waiting on that, so I mean, I'm the first.
I just said it. I don't.
You know, I always say women can do everything that a man can do plus better, right? But when you're talking about just putting a man beside a woman, generally speaking, men are going to be, you know, bigger, stronger, whatever, right? It's just the way the DNA makeup is. You always have outliers, like Venus, Serena, Ali. Like you talking about some women that got some size on them. They athletic as hell, and they could absolutely, I'm sure, hang with quite a few men, right?
He said men and women racing together. He said hell no about that. But anyway, go ahead, Rick J. We'll address that when you finish the point.
I mean that still goes in what I'm saying. Generally speaking, if you were to just put all, which I mean, I think it'd be cool you could still have a men's Olympic, a women's Olympic, and a neutral, a gender neutral Olympic.
What if they had a relay where you had to have like 2 and 2? I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Don't they do that?
I think
it's just women or men.
It's women or men.
Like I said,
that would be interesting.
With things like track, your body has to be in such a condition that you have to meet a certain time. So women are going to gain a certain amount of weight. Men are going to lose a certain amount of weight. You got to keep and maintain a certain amount of muscle. So I think in track, and that's just one specific sport, in track, the men and the women are equal. Do I want a woman wrestling a dude in the Olympics? No, that's not going to happen. But track,
they do it in
that's just different. That's just different.
But look, if you go to like a kids wrestle meet right now, they have little girls out there, and most of those little girls,
that's kids. Do I want?
No, they do it all the way up through high school. There's girls that's wrestling as a senior in high school, and they're wrestling on a varsity team, and they are whooping ass.
I still don't want no dude beating up on my daughter if my daughter wants to wrestle. That's just
it's not beating up, man.
I mean, I was gonna say this
too, and I don't. But it's not beating up.
Yeah, I'm about to say, given, yeah, that's not the same thing.
Greco-Roman wrestling is not beating up.
Right.
I've done Greco. I wrestled in high school for a year.
Actually, but coincidentally, I did too.
Yeah. I don't know.
I couldn't get in those tights.
Maybe that's my
don't get me wrong, man. That was the most. Oh God.
I could not get in those tights.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
but I think at least track.
That's tighter than the Air Force shorts Rich had to wear when he was in PT.
Oh, man.
I was Rich. I'm sorry. I had ROTC too. I had to wear them ugly ass shorts.
Oh my God.
There you go. There you go.
But,
not I.
But, we was in college and Rich used to be getting ready for PT wearing them little ass shorts. Man.
Shit, I probably met Rich a few times and didn't even know it.
Things are a lot better now. I will say that.
But
things are so different.
I think personally, track is one of the things where men and women could compete and be competition for each other. I just think that's personally. Track is one of the things.
Long distance, so let's think of it. All right, so if that is truly the case, like if we're comparing certain meets and certain events, wouldn't that mean that the women's record and the men's record would be almost identical or close to it. If that's truly the case, because if we're saying we're competing at the same level, like these are statistical, like the top 0.5% of all runners on the planet are competing against one another, even though yes, they are in completely separate, isolated lanes. Their times should kind of be within,
So
do you think psychologically
so eloquent?
Do you think that psychologically they push themselves harder when you know somebody's on the track is fast?
Fucking right.
But I think that's I think that's another point though. You're right.
Well, and a whole nother level of this is how would we take it as society, right? Because generally speaking, we want to protect all our women, right? So let's take football, for instance. If two men are going head to head, offense and defense, and some dude just gets drilled, leveled, we like, hell yeah, that was a hell of a hit. But think about it if it was a woman that was getting leveled by a dude on the football field.
Yeah.
How could we handle that as a society?
Ooh, that hurt.
And I
remember there was female kickers in high school when I was.
Y'all making me think too much.
Well, this goes back so like another comment about that. Actually,
he's about to get that Jack and Daniels and go to town for him.
I'm gonna go get some more ice.
We got another comment for what Jay just said.
All right.
So contact sports, no question, but all the others we can fairly compete. And then she said Special Olympics, maybe. I'm not
following that up. Sorry, but I feel you.
So she's saying contact sports can't do it, but all other sports where there's no contact, but there's no way to tell who's better or worse. Going by sex.
Where does the line be drawn in contact sports, right? Because one of y'all just made the comment of female kickers, right?
Yeah, so, when I was in high school, this girl went to middle school. It was a female kicker.
Right. Kickers get leveled in high school.
So let's say that graduates to a professional level because there's a woman kicker that has went all the way through college as a kicker, and she's amazing. She hits the NFL. They finally decide, okay, we're gonna let the first woman play in the NFL, right? She kicks this ball off, right? They come down and they get past everybody, and it's just you and the kicker.
Have you not watched women's soccer?
Is she supposed to just back off and let it be? Or is
no, I'm pretty sure she's going to try to hit them. If you watch women's soccer, you know they have no problem with contact. And most of those female kickers have a soccer background.
This is my point. So if she tries to hit him and he runs her over, how do we handle that in society?
I have a feeling at that point we've already passed it because she made it through high school, college, and then the NFL. Now, if people are still on it, that's just their dumbass.
If we get to that point and you're on the field and whatever, you just got to run the fuck over.
Yeah, I feel that's going to be
or you just took that dude out.
Yeah. I have a feeling like – go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You got.
They're probably gonna tell that person to sweep the leg type shit or something like that.
Or her ass getting blasted. You don't care.
All right. So to bring this.
So at that point, we as a society we have said, you know what? I don't care if she's a woman or not. She on the field.
You on the other team? I'm hitting the fuck out of you.
She getting drilled.
You must not have ever played Mortal Kombat.
I think. I'm sorry.
Jason never played Mortal Kombat.
I did. I love that shit, but that's the video game.
You got to think about it. If you have the ball,
they beating the shit out of women.
If you have the ball and somebody's trying to tackle you, nobody's paying attention who that opponent is. They just try to run you over. Period.
Rich, what was your point?
No, I was gonna say, I was looking at the 400-meter record, top 25 worldwide, all men.
I understand that.
I'm not saying it can't be. It's just, but I'm just bringing. The current world record holder for women is 47.6 seconds. In the top 25 for men, the slowest time is 44.10.
I know we got
3 seconds.
That's not to say that. So I mean, if we're getting back to the point, if we're saying if it's a sport that you want to do that with, that's fine. But it's just but looking at this here, it is what it is.
Looking at the metrics,
Yeah, I'm looking at
We
the
had,
metrics.
we
That's
had
right.
a young lady in here that ran track, and I hope she's still in here. I'm not sure because we still got a few people, but I wanted to tell me in chat, do you think that it would have been fair, or would you have liked to compete against men during your events?
I bet you they probably say yeah, because they probably saw some motherfuckers like I whipped their ass and they
Right.
Yo,
I know it is.
I'm gonna talk all the noise forever.
I mean, I can't answer for it, but I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure.
let's
Rob?
be honest. There's some people that shouldn't have touched the track.
Dude,
Boxing
track team.
gloves,
Anybody
basketball.
who in the track team. Did you get a
I
letter?
know some dudes that I was like, why are you touching a baseball? Get the fuck out of here. You suck.
As far as
still think it would.
as far
To
as
make it to a more intimate level.
as far as putting women and men on the same field in any sport, I think football is probably going to be that last one that has that fuzzy line.
Yeah, I can see soccer being like the first one.
I don't know, man.
I think baseball is the last one because they make women play softball. Personally,
Fair, yeah.
Oh, I've actually never heard of anybody trying to cross that line either.
because they always put them in softball.
Yeah, they put them in softball.
So I think that would be the last thing.
But I think baseball is one of those things where you can play equally.
You think so?
There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's
I
nothing.
think maybe in the infield, maybe low key.
So
I
to
think,
be
like,
honest with
soccer,
you,
baseball, volleyball,
I don't know about pitching.
golf,
with baseball,
tennis.
the difference
Go ahead, Sos.
the difference between baseball and softball, like there's men that couldn't play softball because they got that when they come in and throw that softball, that herky jerk motion, they can't fucking get it.
That softball goes like 89, 90 miles an hour, and that's a big ass fucking ball.
That is.
And they still can't get it. That's what I'm getting at. It's
Right.
like there's pros and cons to both.
I still think it'd
To
be
take it to a
interesting.
more realistic level.
Go
Rob,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Baseball
Real quick.
requires a complete.
To take it to a more realistic level, there's some dudes that I wouldn't want next to me in Iraq, and there's some women professionally that I would want right there with me because I know they'll shoot, and I know these pussies won't.
And here's one thing that I'll always agree with. I think as far as military goes, that you should have women and men on the field, like out there, because that culture, not even culture, courage knows no sex. I know some pussy ass dudes, and I know some brave ass women.
Sosa just spilled his liquor.
I spilled my yak.
Sorry, guys.
Cut off. You spilled that liquor. You spilled that good liquor.
No, I got it. No, but they're and people say, well, they can't carry. Can they carry a 180-pound body?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. 6-7 years ago, I couldn't carry one, but I bet you I shoot your ass.
Right.
So it's I mean, it's 100% fact. There's some men who were born as men. They have the DNA, the XY or the X, whatever the fuck it is.
All right.
Alcohol.
We're men who I would not want next to me on the fucking battlefield.
Yeah.
And forgive me.
And there's some women who shoot that motherfucker.
Forgive me if I'm ignorant about this whole thing, but women still can't like fight, right? They're not out.
I thought women can do combat roles, right? If I'm not mistaken.
They have some that came through Ranger School and they made it.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And I'm not talking about two. I'm talking about there's been a few.
Yeah.
But they were officers. There's a difference.
But yeah, I always thought that
Officers,
was
they think.
weird to me. And that's one of those old women supposed to be in the kitchen fucking rules that just never evolve. So I don't see why people can't serve if they want to serve, and if they want to do combat, do fucking combat. Keep you safe.
I agree.
Damn. But like I said, I know pussy dudes and I know really, really, really brave the women. So I don't see the difference in that. It's just something.
And the funny thing is, the pussy dudes are the ones that's hating. Sit your ass down. Matter of fact, you get in the fucking kitchen.
Well, those are the ones that sit in the office.
He said, matter of fact, you get in the kitchen.
God damn.
Those are the ones that sit at the long wooden tables thinking they're making rules for the country.
Oh man. All right. So
we'll talk about him.
Bringing it back to sports, what I was trying to say earlier is I still think it'd be really awesome. Like if you have the men and the women's, and then you have gender non-specific.
You mean when we had like intramurals where we had the men, the women, and you had like the mixed one? Yeah. The mixed ones were fun. Were actually more fun than the other ones.
Right. And it'd be interesting then because you would have the women that would participate in multi-gender whatever Olympic sport or whatever. Those would be the women. Right. Those would be the women that would like would be badass.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Listen, we played softball during summer school when I was in college. And I was first base. Okay. And this young lady, I wish I could remember who it was because I got some Morris people in here.
Those were the only times.
But I was
got the first base all summer.
And you ass mother.
That was right on time.
Anyway, this young lady did whatever she had to do. No, it was kickball. It was kickball. Oh, I don't know, whichever one.
God damn it.
I got the ball on first base, and I stood in front of the base instead of tagging the base.
What is wrong with you? It's not home base. Right. It's not home plate.
What?
Hold me over.
Oh, I never played sports.
I should have been standing in front of the base.
Oh yeah.
So there are some
you should not have.
I shouldn't have. That was stupid. But there are some sports that I
did she run you over?
Yeah, she ran me over.
Oh yeah.
You should have pegged her in the face with the ball.
See, why would you do that?
No, she had the right. Get the fuck out of my way.
No, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. But the reason I made that comment that I just made was when I went back to full contact sport.
I'm not saying that, Rob. But anyway, go ahead.
How do we come together as a society and say that, all right, if it was a man coming at you, you might would have pegged him in the face with a ball. But because it's a woman, you ain't gonna do it. You're gonna hold back.
Nobody in the face with a ball. I do got a question though.
What are you talking about? You ever play
dodgeball?
Hey, you got a question?
I used to that shit.
I got a question from somebody in the Facebook chat. Said, so quick question. Do you all think we're conditioned to be inferior physically? She's asking about women.
Not all women. No. No. I think there's outliers that just like there's puny men and strong men, there's very strong women and
I think we're breaking that mold.
Petite. You know what?
I think Sosa's point, I would have to actually kind of agree. I think it's
Billie Jean fucked that all the way up.
It's a social construct of saying like women have a certain role that they're supposed to take, and there are certain things like supposed to be prim and proper and and nice and that sort of thing is kind of where it needs where society is kind of taking it. I think over time we're evolving out of that to where it's it's more of a much more inclusive approach to how people are supposed to be treated, and not one person fits a certain type of almost demographic stuff.
You know what kills me about that?
Go ahead.
Like what, Sosa?
What kills me about that is, so the men went off to war in World War, I think II. They did the all women's baseball league, and they were bad. Like they're in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then we forgot about it. Oh, we forgot that they actually had a women's league.
Yeah.
And then something else happens, and then something else happens, and then Billie Jean says, "You know what? I can beat you motherfuckers in tennis. I don't give a fuck how old you are, how young you are, blah, blah, blah." And she beats the motherfuckers in tennis.
Right.
And then we forget about it. For whatever reason, we forget that, hey, roles should have been changed back in the 70s, 60s, but they haven't for whatever reason. The military finally got on board, and instead of having a women's auxiliary, there was, oh, now you're part of the military now. But even then, it was like, oh, but y'all could only be nurses or cooks or some shit.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's always a reminder, and when then we forget, and then we got to remind you, motherfuckers, again.
Well,
I'm drunk.
I'm a respond. Well, I'm gonna respond to Robin's question here too. Like I said, let me just go over the question again. Do you think we're conditioned to be inferior physically? Here's the thing.
We're breaking.
Okay, so what's the fastest in the 400? You said you were looking. I don't know if you still have it up, but just give me a number. Give me a number.
Wait, I can tell you.
30.
43.03.
All right, so men are conditioned to beat 43 point whatever seconds. Okay. Whatever the average that women are running, they're conditioned to beat that. They're not conditioned for the 43. So they'll never strive for the 43. They're not trying to beat that man who beat the record. So in a way, yes, you are conditioned to be inferior because I hate to say it like that. That sounds horrible. But you are conditioned to be inferior because you're not being conditioned to beat the best record. Not just saying the men's record, but you're not conditioned to beat the best record. So you're going to stay in this bubble. He said 44. Mitch said 44.
No.
Well, we said 43. We found 43. And you got that.
3 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, you're going to be conditioned to not beat anything over whatever the average woman's record is. That's the 400.
Yeah,
in the 400 or whatever. So in a way,
you're just throwing numbers at me now.
Yeah,
you're drunk, son of a bitch.
So yeah, Rob, I
pink elephants.
I think
Rob said, "Didn't Jimmy the Greek get in trouble for saying shit like this?"
Oh yeah, he did. That was a good 30 for 30.
It's still outliers, man. There's still outliers.
Yeah, and okay, so Robin added, she said the Williams sisters' dad didn't condition them to be inferior. He groomed them. Imagine if he pulled back a measure of his instruction. He may not have had the numbers that we know to be historical. Sometimes genius is a matter of conditioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not mad at that at all. Yep.
Thank you for your input here tonight, Robin.
And honestly, I mean, Robin and you aren't saying things too different. Y'all are saying very similar, making very similar comments.
Yeah, but like I said, the track thing, I think track girls or women are conditioned to just beat whatever the best woman is. They're not looking at the best man's or best score, period. So yeah, that's part conditioning. My opinion.
Well,
anybody got anything to add?
That is,
I do not.
I'm good.
So do you ever think a woman is going to box a man?
No, not off the top of my head, man.
It happened on Jerry Springer all the time. What are you talking about?
Shut up, boy. Damn it.
Rich, it happened back home on a weekly.
Exactly. Go in Walmart's parking lot. You see it happen.
You see it
any sport you want to talk about, Rob? She said, "Is this all sports?" If you got another sport you want to talk about in this, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, spit that shit.
But
do we got a 30-second delay? I think we got a 30-second delay.
30-second delay is way too long.
Yeah, that's way too goddamn long.
I was watching Scream earlier. Sorry.
So you're watching Scrubs? I'm like, ew.
Scream? No, I wasn't watching that shit.
Hey, you know what was on BET the other day?
We don't care because it was BET.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh
hell yeah,
my favorite.
Yeah. For some reason, let's watch that shit for Halloween.
That's the only scary movie they got.
I was gonna say Baby Boy, but
I mean, they
what about Hood Tales? I mean,
they couldn't get Tales from the
Tales
Hood.
from the Hood.
Rob
How's
said,
that not?
Yeah.
Rob did say, I do think Ronda Rousey can beat some guys' asses.
I mean, that's
of course.
I was about to say, but like
that's
the fastest
about outliers.
Wait. She's a fucking a gold medal Olympian.
Oh, Olympian.
In jiu-jitsu.
Is it judo or jiu-jitsu? I think it's judo.
Jiu-jitsu.
I gotta let Sosa do it by herself. I'm not gonna help him.
Fuck you.
Listen. Olympic what?
You're stupid. Yo, Ronda Rousey is she's legit, but let's put her. If you want to talk striking, let's put Put her over there. Cyborg, there's a bunch of dudes Cyborg could beat. If we're talking fucking striking, let's talk about Cyborg.
Yeah.
Well, so, but I mean,
saying, there's a reason Ronda Rousey didn't want to fight her.
So if we go back to boxing, though, right? Okay, Cyborg and everybody on here was on Mike Tyson on his Johnson talking about how he, blah blah blah. So
ain't nobody was on that man dick. I'm just saying.
I mean, you was.
I was about to say, hold on.
Don't back off the man microphone now. It's recorded. But how this has been my point the whole time. This is a full contact sport at this point, right? How do we as a society put Cyborg and Mike Tyson in the ring and cheer one way or the other?
You can't. What are you talking about? Cyborg is only 150. If at that, Tyson is 5'10", 210 in his prime, 220 after he raped the bitch. He didn't rape her, but you know.
Oh my gosh. Mike Tyson is coming for your ass.
Rob
hey,
said,
Mike, you know I love you. I like Mike. I love Mike.
Rob
but
said,
Cyborg
has more manly genetics than I have shitty genetics.
Listen, y'all talk that stupid shit y'all want. Cyborg is a bad woman.
Right.
And the fact that she lost to Amanda Nunes says a lot.
Hey,
Amanda
everybody
Nunes
that's watching, I do appreciate everybody that's been coming in and out of the video here. If y'all have anything sports related, life related, politics, whatever, if y'all have anything that y'all want us to talk about, just put it in the chat and I'll bring it up.
We'll take a playlist.
Like I said, the Facebook Live conversations aren't popping up.
Oh shit! This is on Facebook.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a security clearance. I can't be talking like this.
Fuck, you late, you son of a bitch.
It's too goddamn late.
Fuck, I'm getting fired.
Oh, from a damn podcast with the fellas.
Something real quick.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, if y'all had anything y'all wanted us to talk about, then we are how's the saying go?
We don't know.
Geniuses and everything, masters of none. What's the
jack of all trades, masters. Jack of all trades, masters of none.
Yeah.
That's not what I heard at all. I heard something about jack offs and trades and
you're true.
All right, so it's time.
Let me see that bottle again.
Say what?
What'd you say, Jack?
I said if it's going here and we talking about jacking off and stuff, it's time to end this podcast for the night.
No. Hey, Maurice did
God bless and good night.
Hey, listen, Maurice did ask, will Zion be a bust?
I don't think so.
Nope, I don't think so. He will be out 6 to 8 weeks because of the knee surgery, but I don't think so.
Man, what? You cut your knee?
I don't.
Your time is limited.
There's certain people who are.
It's not ACL though, or MCL.
No,
or
thank God.
Yeah, it's none of those.
Right.
There are certain people who have a good, and they're all professional athletes now. There's certain people who have good natural talent plus the willingness to do what the fuck they need to do.
You need both.
He has both. Obviously,
you need both.
The motherfucker went to Duke.
Hey, you want to tie this all together? You know who his coach was growing up? His mom.
Rob said he
talking
needs
about
to
single
lose
mothers or
his mom was like his coach when he was really young.
Oh, well,
that's what
both parents were in my house, so I can't relate.
You heard?
God, so you're ruining the fucking boy.
Nobody cares if you have both parents. Your both parents have a motherfucker.
That's not to say that I fucking listened. I'm just saying they happen to be in the house.
Rob said he needs to lose the fat baby.
I give you that.
He said he's new baby fat.
But I don't know how old Rob is, but if you remember, Barkley was 300 pounds in college, and he got down to 250 after his rookie season.
My thing is, he's 18.
Moses alone got on his ass.
19. Dog, think about the things we had at 18, 19. I ain't mad at him right now, but he'll learn.
Right. Bro, listen, I'm 250 now. I couldn't imagine jumping for a living.
I'm 216.
Wait,
jumping for a living.
But you're 58 years old. Zion is 19.
Fuck you, man.
Sosa cannot call anybody 58.
Right, I'm 68. I don't fucking.
As soon as I said like the F word, I had a really, really, really religious person come in here. I apologize about what I just said.
Jesus is the way, brother.
But
I'm joking on age. Sosa over there pissing in his man diaper.
What? You know what? Keep playing. I ain't got no depends yet.
Robin, are you still in here? And she'll answer in a second.
I was gonna say,
but anyway,
hey, but
yeah, like I said, once I think, regardless if it's the ACL, MCL, whatever, once they
meniscus
and they start fucking with your knee,
wait, but things are different now than they were 20 years ago.
Right.
It's still with me.
Listen, when Izzo help me out on this, was it McDice? Did McDice had microfracture surgery?
Antonio McDice? I think it might have been him. I'm gonna look that up. I think
he might have been one of the first ones. Well, let's take that. Bernard King had reconstructive surgery in late 80s. Mm-hmm. He wasn't the guy he used to be,
but he was still solid.
And that's 88, 86 technology. Now, I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with their knees. I'm not saying they're gonna permanently be
the same,
but they're gonna be better than the average bear. I don't.
All right, I got two sports comments, and we gotta figure out like a random ass conversation to have for the people that don't want to talk sports. Yeah. All right, so the first one is Zion going to end up being Sean Kemp size when he comes back after the lockout?
Oh, there's no money invested in him now. That is not going to happen.
No, because Sean Kemp was 6'10", 350 when that motherfucker came back.
There's money. There's too much money on the line for him. They will not let that happen. He might have a handler at his crib. Don't worry. He's good.
Sean Kemp was older. Sean Kemp might have
been like they weren't investing that much in him no more.
No. What kind of money combo you want to have, Rob? Oh, the other comment was Rob. I think Morant wins Rookie of the Year.
I
don't think so, but that's a good pick. There's a lot of rookies this year.
You can't argue that because who has pressure right now? Who has the most pressure?
My thing is Barrett has a good chance. He's playing in New York.
He's got the most. If anybody got pressure,
but he's the only person on the team.
Yeah, but he's Canadian, so you got to take that into account.
Oh my god! Why? Because he thinks Drake's a pussy and he connects all of those together.
Fuck, Hey Drake, meet me in the street, motherfucker.
That escalated so quick.
I'll put you in a wheelchair for real.
Hey, hold on, our running joke. Drake will never be on this show.
No, not unless he's crying on CDs.
All right, so Rob said thanks to Zion.
I'm telling you.
Rob said thanks for Zion for screwing up the NBA TV schedule. We got to watch a bunch of bullshit Pelicans games.
That is true. I said that earlier today in the chat.
Hold on.
They got 35 games on national.
Let me say this. Do y'all not think? Okay, take Zion aside for just for the 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lonzo's gonna be all right, man. I think he ain't got no pressure in LA. Magic ain't on his back. Rob Pelinka ain't fucking things up. There's no pressure in New Orleans.
I'll believe it.
There's no pressure. And he's got his boys with him. He's got Ingram and who?
Don't make me
I forgot who else came back.
I didn't watch the Lakers enough.
I think so. I think it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be some good games on TV until Zion come back, and then whatever.
Zion has 5 years, if that.
To do, yeah, and then he bounces to Chicago,
and then his knee is too much.
And then his knee's gone.
But there's a lot of people who have knee surgeries. Like it's not. It depends on what it is.
I don't know, man.
It's not back surgery.
If he loses weight like he's supposed to,
he'll be okay.
If he loses weight like he's supposed to, I think he'll be all right.
Dude, there's running backs that get knee surgeries that can play, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, but their players are like 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah, but that cutting is something serious.
Yeah,
you're right.
I bet you they get this 19-year-old.
Why y'all laugh when I said cutting? What were y'all laughing at?
No, I wasn't laughing.
It wasn't no laughing. We
this is either a PG show or a rated R show. Y'all got to figure it out.
Oh, but
hey, when you said it, all I heard was.
What's up?
That was probably at the time I was on the air at a hip hop station. Jason know what I'm talking about. And that song came out, and I was like, I can't believe we're about to play this on the fucking air.
And a nigga get in the
goods. Yo, so many things have changed. We're about to be in another decade.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means all that bullshit that y'all used to listen to in college is 20 years old.
So Robin wanted to talk about finances real quick.
I'm broke.
Do you think, since we're going into another decade, that it's wise to start teaching these kids more fiscal responsibility?
Can I just
wait?
Why does it have to be the fact that we're going into the decade?
Right.
Ask her why.
Because it's a milestone, Richard.
It's a milestone. Even not even decade, man. It's just like next year. Should we start trying to figure out how to teach these kids more fiscal responsibility?
Tomorrow. We should have been already done that.
We should have done that.
It should have been done.
It should have been done. It wasn't done. It's not done. Okay.
All that bullshit. I graduated in 1994. Them motherfuckers didn't teach me shit about taxes.
Yeah.
They didn't teach me shit about saving.
Yeah.
They didn't. Man, the motherfucker did. Hey, they taught me that the flag has 50 stars.
No, they gave us economic classes, micro and macro, but it had nothing to do with
y'all
my
grew
own.
up here.
No,
I did not
but I'm telling you,
here.
it had nothing to do with our finances. You know what I'm saying?
It was the finances of like a business or something like
business
that.
or like the total economy. I'm like,
yeah.
I still don't know how to save.
Listen, I know the day when I opened my college mailbox and somebody gave me an $8,000 credit card.
God damn. I had a 4,000, but 8?
Bruh. And I burned through it and have nothing.
Hey, listen.
Damn.
They gave me a $3,000 credit card because my name was Sosa. So
What?
All right.
There's a little racial profiling there.
Yeah.
I don't agree with
They
that.
thought you had drug money. Got it.
Listen, they gave me an $8,000 credit card. I burned through it. Then they gave me a $4,000 credit card.
How fast did you burn through it?
That doesn't matter.
Tonight.
That's not the question here.
Brian was wearing your finest FUBU platinum FUBU.
Oh, wow.
Brother, I ate at all the finest restaurants.
Aniche. He had it all.
You know, the
Brian,
finest
yeah,
restaurants.
Brian had all the velour suits, guys.
But I should have been taught. I should have known.
Shiny suit, man.
Somebody should have taught me what a APR is and
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
you know, and what interest is, because you don't teach these kids this shit. This is stuff they learn from.
If you miss payments, they will put you at 29.99 on you quick.
And nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
No, because I wasn't good with decimals.
Because they can't get you to 30, but they cap you out at 29.99999.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Finances, taxes, and credit should be taught in every
they should have taught us.
Yep. You're right.
Izzo,
finances, taxes, and credit.
17-year-old Izzo knew what 29% interest was?
Hell no. I had a checking account and worked at Taco Bell. I ain't know shit about a credit card.
I
had a
didn't know what
Wachovia
interest
checking
was.
account. That's
I
what
know what
had.
a VIG was, but I didn't know what interest was.
Izzo was eating free tacos and shitting his guts out.
So the
Actually,
answer
I
is
barely ate it. I'm not even.
we
gonna
should
lie.
teach
I
them
barely
now.
ate it.
Fuck the decade. We should teach them now.
I don't think there's nothing to do with that timetable.
Hey, wrong chat, Brian. Wrong chat.
No, but seriously,
whenever I say something in the Facebook chat, it comes up in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta. They just said can't post comments to some destinations, and I gotta learn more why. So
read the manual next time.
I wish they would pop up in here because some of the shit being said in here is hilarious.
I need a
I want to add to my comment though. So every school curriculum should have taxes, credit, finances, and student loans.
Ooh, student loan, especially
all
with
of
a
that
college
together.
preparatory track. That makes sense.
Yep.
anime suck my dick.
But honestly, the federal government probably doesn't want you to know it. No, the federal government doesn't want you to
What
know
did
that
I
well.
say? I don't know what I said.
You said
anime.
Anime, Sally
He
Mae.
tried to get
Sally
it.
Mae, and what's the other one? Fannie Mae?
Trying to get her to eat
I'm
the
watching
cake.
Back to the Future. Sorry.
Fannie Mae and
Fannie
Sally
Mae.
Mae. Cool.
He was trying to say Fannie Mae and said anime.
Are
Yeah.
you okay?
Because Tina turned out for no reason just now. She'll
Put
never
the
be.
liquor down, bro.
You will never be on the show.
Yeah.
Damn it, Sosa.
Who?
But yeah,
Who
they
will be on the
should-
show? Oh,
Huh?
sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, they should be. There should be classes to teach kids how to handle their finances. I mean, when I was in high school and I started working, I just started putting radios in my car. Nobody was telling me to save that money, and I was getting like 10 hours a week. Oh God, I hate
10.
I hated Burger King.
At 525 or 515?
Was it five? Was it? Yeah, it was 5.25 or some shit like that.
515 was the minimum wage when I was in high school, and I made 515. It was crazy. Well, actually, shit, yeah, I really had nothing to buy back then.
You know a funny thing?
Wasn't no phones to be paying for. What's that?
You know the funny thing is there was one there in my whole existence prior to leaving Chicago, there was one man who taught me anything about saving. All he said was put this money aside. It was an old Italian man. And he was like, listen, you can't hustle forever. Put this shit aside. I didn't listen to him, but he said, put that shit aside.
Mm-hmm.
See,
And
he retired in Cuba. He retired in Cuba because he put the money to the side.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Oh, well, there you go.
He died in jail because
Robin just
he
asked.
got caught up.
Robin just asked, "Do adults know how to handle their finances?" Robin, you got to understand, we're the adults now.
No.
We always know.
No, I can't spell finance.
That is the reason that we think it should be taught in a curriculum in grade school.
We want the
How much
future to
shit
have
we
better.
would- Well, you know how much shit we would have avoided.
What was that
Or
class
been
in
able to
high
do-
school?
What, home ec?
Economics.
Home ec. Fuck
Yeah.
home economics. That
No,
shit
home
don't teach you
ec-
I
nothing.
didn't take that in high school. I took it
Listen.
in middle school.
I still can't balance a checkbook.
Well, not
You
well.
you
yeah.
don't really need to.
Who
at
writes a
18.
check?
Confusing what home
Yeah,
Right.
ec is, though.
Who the fuck cares?
Mm.
No,
I
I
swiped
mean,
the fucking card.
That wasn't home ec though.
I don't know. I didn't take it.
I
I'm just saying.
think you're confusing home ec with economics.
Man, I said Jack and Daniel, so I'm confusing a lot right now.
All right. But yeah, like we said, I think we all agree that they should be teaching more financial.
No, they should.
I learned how to do stocks in like middle school when I was in the gifted and talented program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And I
let's
made
go
like
ahead and
$1
brag
million.
about that, motherfucker.
I'm
I
just
made like
saying-
$1.5 million on Pepsi Cola.
Well, I'm just asking what you doing with stocks right now, though.
Nothing.
Well, why?
Because there was no follow up.
Well,
It was something to do to pass the class. When we got out of the class, I was done with it.
Oh, I get it.
And it was
okay.
once a week.
So
There was
it's
nobody
worthy.
constantly trying to mold you,
Hmm.
which should be something that happened.
well, this is my question to it. In your adult life or your young adult life, whatever, how many times did you need education that would have come from credit or finance or taxes?
Every
Versus-
year.
Right. Versus how many times in your young adult life have you tried to figure out a Pythagorean whatever theorem or one shit like that?
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, that thing.
Are you drinking? What's
Yeah,
in your-
look, maybe a little bit. How many times? how many times have you used like a algebraic formula to solve something in your daily life?
I mean, that depends because algebra, like out of all the math classes, I would say algebra is
That
the only
was
one you
very
probably
useful.
use. Algebra is
So
the
you-
only one you use as an adult. I will say that because if you're trying to
Calculus,
solve,
not so much.
if you're trying to solve for X, like you're taking something that you don't know and then trying to solve for it, that's algebra.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out who the hell put alphabet in math, anyways. But
I mean, that's basically just
Einstein
unknown.
punk ass.
but anyway, my point is
I get, but I get
to,
what you're saying.
to what Brian is saying. There was no follow up with the stocks, but there is follow up with every math class you could think of, from geography. I mean, not geography, geometry.
Yeah.
From geometry to
Jason
algebra,
drinking too.
calculus.
No.
And Jason drinking that Dak Daniels.
All right, so let me explain something to the people that are in here. This is an ADD room, so we about to jump top.
Who
Rob
you telling?
said, should the Braves be forced to change their mascot?
Should
Yes.
the Redskins? Yeah.
The Redskins more than anybody.
Why?
And I say that because of my bloodline.
As
Fuck the DC. Fuck them.
Oh, you're pro Marvel. Got it.
Say what?
No.
No, I agree that the DC team should change their mascot.
I agree.
Okay, so we hit that. All right, so it is what we've been on this for hour 15. Good show tonight.
We have? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Does anybody have any shotgun topics they want to hit up real quick before we sign out of this thing? We can talk, and I'll let the chat chime in if they do.
I got my tickets for Star Wars. I'm good.
I ain't seen nobody.
I have two things. I'm not going to see Star Wars, and SEC officials are a piece of shit.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah.
Hey,
Wait.
listen, that touchdown, I'm not the touchdown. I'm sorry. That catch that USC completed should have counted.
They
I
just
don't
fucked
see
us
how.
all. I don't know
How
what was
they
going
fucking got
on
that
in that
touchdown.
quarter. That shit was the oddest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm
Rick,
just going to
on
say this. The fact that Chipper Jones, who's a Florida Gator and
Mhm.
an SEC fan, and I think either you or Marcus
I
posted
posted
that
it.
shit.
I posted
You posted that he said, "Yo, the officiating crew got it wrong." That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does.
Rick, what's the significance of this Star Wars movie? Like,
Just
what's
a-
the significance?
Nothing.
Well,
Not a
hold on,
fucking thing.
Wait. Sosa, damn. Calm,
I almost spit my drink all over this mic and computer. Jesus Christ.
Listen, I'm a Star Wars guy.
All right, hold on. Wait, this is what's now.
I'm not
Sosa,
Richard.
all right, so-
Richard likes to get abused. He's a masochist. He likes to get abused by the Transformers franchise. I'm not that guy.
All right, so
Fuck this
Oh,
shit.
did Jay leave?
I
Did
don't
Jay say he was
care.
leaving?
Yeah, he been
out.
said that,
Fuck
but he
Jay
stayed
said
longer.
he's out.
Listen, I'm a Star Wars guy.
Hold on a
through and
second.
through.
So let me explain this first. All right. So this movie is supposed to technically be the end of everything
everything.
that started from 1977. So this is the last movie of that entire line.
Okay,
Now-
thank you.
Now, that does not mean Disney's going to stop making Star Wars movies. It just means that this branch of the story, it's kind of like if you want to look at it like how Marvel ended everything with Endgame. But it's like this phase is
Listen.
done. That's it.
I'm okay with Disney making more Star Wars movies, but not this particular trilogy. Fuck
Yeah.
this particular trilogy.
So fuck this particular trilogy.
I will have to say, like,
If they
like,
say-
it is very
You know-
clear Disney did not have a plan with this set of stories. I will,
You know
I
Jar
will
Jar Binks
actually
coming
agree.
back.
No. Now, so you know what's funny is that people complain about George Lucas about like if you went back, if we had the internet, like 20 years ago when the Phantom Menace came out, was the Phantom Menace come out in 99 or 97? I can't remember.
99.
All right, so we go back 20 years, people would have it'd have been a totally different conversation about George Lucas, like how he destroyed Star Wars. Now those same people are like, bring George Lucas back. It's like
Right. Because if you remember, one of the first things motherfuckers complained about was Jar Jar Binks for
Right.
fucking retarded ass.
Right.
Was
You can say
racist as
retarded
fuck.
because he's not mentally handicapped. He's just fucking stupid.
right, I would say yeah.
Jiggle
But
back.
then now we want to bring.
Yeah, it's like make up your mind. Like
The funny thing is, we said fuck the trilogy, but we're excited about these TV series that they're starting to come out with. The Mandalorian, I'm kind of excited about it.
yeah,
But this particular trilogy, I don't give a shit.
I was not like, after watching The Force Awakens again, I'd have to say that movie doesn't sit with me as well as I thought it did. I actually really like The Last Jedi because it did something different. And I think, unfortunately, this last movie, after watching the trailer of it, I'm kind of like, I mean, I think that
Okay,
I think
for those who don't know, if you're a UNC versus Duke fan, the guy, so Mike Krzyzewski came back and directed The Last Jedi, according to University of North Carolina. Like that's because he did a Star Trek shit, right?
yeah, you're talking about J.J. Abrams, yeah.
So it's like you just meshed two different rivals together, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I think this is the first. I think this is the first time J.J. Abrams has actually had to quote unquote land a plane. I think
I need to do this again sober. Sorry.
I think he's definitely had all the he's had everything that he's built up for this point. I think he's done okay. Like he's good at setting up stories, but as far as bringing them to their close, I don't think he's ever done it right.
And he did this last movie, didn't he?
All right, so Rian Johnson did the second movie. He did the second Star Trek movie because he did the first Star Trek, which I thought that one was okay. And then he did the second one. I was like,
yeah,
right. So I don't think he knows how to finish the story. So we'll see. You know, I'm gonna go see it, and
I'm gonna see it. No, wait, I'm gonna see it too. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, you're not uber amped about it. That's cool.
No, I ain't buying my tickets till the day of.
Hey,
what's up?
You guys are nerds.
Fuck you.
I was about to say, it's cool.
I need a recliner.
Keep saying that. It's like nerds control the world.
We're gonna.
Who said that shit?
Hey, listen, guys.
Kevin Feige.
If you want to keep up with us, we're actually. I think we should stay with streaming here on the YouTube. I mean, on the Facebook here and YouTube because we had a lot of comments, a lot of people coming in
on the Facebook.
So we'll be back.
Hey, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that came in and participated.
We're not getting paid.
No, we'd like to be.
So
we're just doing this because
Brian asked us to.
We like to talk shit about each other. What?
But anyway,
Brian
asked us to. I'm going to be posting the audio on. I'll be posting the audio on SoundCloud,
Apple Podcasts,
Google Play Music, and Spotify. Yes.
Tell your friends, people, if you enjoyed us, so they can archive us,
add us, follow us, archive us, all that good stuff. Share the podcast, and of course, like I said, we'll be back next Monday with more topics. I did like the nice topics. What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, if people are listening for the first time or a couple times, they can go back and listen to other episodes on those mediums. Yeah.
You don't want to do that. I said
so that's your fault. That's your fault. Give them a better reason to go listen. Let's see what that motherfucker fucked up.
All right. So we're going to end it right here. And thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company, which is the name of our podcast, The Company.
At least it's not the community no more.
So.
You had me laughing like Snidely the dog. Most people, anybody young would not get that reference.
Not at all. Not at all. And we'll holler at y'all. Holler at you. Peace.
All right, man.
Oh, God.